Good morning, Aries. It's Sunday, August 3rd, and I did things a little bit differently today. I have this new deck that I'm very inspired by. I love it. But I pulled your reading after meditating and cleansing, and this is all for you, and I'm going to try to break it down. Oops. No, not on these cards. Palo Santo and a little nutso. Okay. Back to business. All right. So, I don't really know how I'm going to do this reading because I've never done it this way before, but I'm going to try. I'm going to start with your different areas and what you're coming through in the past, where you're at right now, and where you're at in the near future. So, Aries, let's start with your swords, your thoughts, your mental state, okay? And what I'm seeing is that what you're coming out of is a phase that in this version of your life would be considered the immature phase, okay? So it's like the phase where you always ask advice, need confirmation, clarification, validation from family, from friends, from experts. But right now you're in a phase where you're feeling confident. You're feeling confident in your ability to make decisions that are going to serve you, even if they don't feel good initially. You're going into, it's interesting. So you're going into a phase after some sort of a fated event that will happen, because you have the Wheel of Fortune in that crossing energy. You've just been through the Two of Wands, crossing from your old way of doing things into your new way of doing things. You know, this is when you did not know what to do next unless you had some sort of confirmation or proof, I guess, that things are going to work out the way you want them to. Now you're in this more confident energy, and something's going to happen. You can call it destiny, karma, whatever, but it is going to integrate that heart side of you with your mind side of you. So you won't just be making decisions based on how it'll affect you, okay? But you'll be making decisions based on how it'll affect others. In terms of your relationships, your friendships, your love, your feelings, right? Your emotions. You're coming out of a place where when people have done you wrong, and there have been a lot of people that have done you wrong, especially when you were younger, you had the wisdom when you were younger that you lost somewhere along the way because people suppressed it in you. Family, I see family. You're different than them. You're likely a cycle breaker, but they made you feel like you were wrong, like you were weird. And right now in the present, you are fighting back because, you realize that maybe they weren't right to begin with, but also, you have something to offer and you could definitely take care of yourself, even if it's hard. You're a little combative right now when it comes to your relationships and your emotions because you're in a transitional phase and you feel something coming. and you're a bit uneasy about it because you don't know, is it good, is it bad? So you're a bit combative. It's like you're holding on to what you know because you don't want anyone to fog your vision, to make you second guess yourself. You might be in the middle of doing some really hard things. But it's funny because once you start doing these hard things and you start maybe having those conversations, saying no more, instead of avoiding someone when they're asking you to do something, you might just like pick up the phone and say, nah, I don't feel like it. You know, your boss asks you to work late and you say, no, I can't, I gotta go home. Oh, why, you got an appointment? No, I'm just done working, that kind of deal. And you're going to start to see that by taking care of yourself, it's starting to help you to become more outwardly successful because you're healing the inside, and you're going to find that the relationships in your life, not just the friendships, the loves, the family, but also at work, are going to transform. And this is an example of not chasing, but receiving. That's where you're going. But right now you're in the hard phase, okay, with that. Now your pentacles, you know, your health, your money, your wealth, your tangible, physical things. You had a good time in the past. It could have been when you were younger, in your teens, but you had a great time where you felt taken care of. Like you would never have to worry. Like everything that you need would be there in one way or another. But something's happening now. You're shifting into a different stage. Maybe people around you are reaching milestones when it comes to career and family, things that you think, are markers of success. And you're starting to put yourself in that category too, because before I don't think you really did. I don't think you even had those hopes for yourself. You thought that you'd have to be attached to someone else to have those things. But right now, you're starting to think about what you want in the future and how much work it's going to take to get there. What you don't see is that you may have a little push at some point. I don't know, it could be in a year to 10 months. It could be sooner. But there's something that's going to happen. And it's going to require you to draw on the resilience in your heart, what you've learned about sticking up for yourself, what you know you're capable of commanding from people. And it's going to put you in alignment with your intuition, which is something that you haven't achieved yet. And when I say alignment with your intuition, I mean that you're going to begin to manifest the life that you want. Some of you could be expecting a child. Some of you have, this is represented by the lady over here on the right, but some of you have a woman in your life. I'm getting strong mother vibes here. The number 29 could be significant for you. She has been a safe place for you in the past. She's also held you back. And you may have to put some boundaries down with this person as you come into your own. Because
that's gonna waste power.
You are made of fire, Aries. You're made of fire. And in the past, you have been impulsive.
But that's wasting power.
You've been impulsive. It's almost like you have two modes, and there is like sleep mode, and then there's like,
Don't shut that. Because we need that open.
I want to say chaos mode, but that's not what it is. It's like acceleration, fast, a fire, right? But it's one or the other, okay? Currently, you're feeling way more in control of your passions. You're exercising discipline, taking command of your passions. You are not acting as impulsively. And that doesn't feel so good. It doesn't feel so good, but you have the, I will be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. You have the resolve. You have the resolve. You have the confidence right now to say no to your impulses. Because you have this greater vision of what you want. You're coming into this King of Swords clarity in the near future about your passions. You are sort of understanding, okay, if I want this, I cannot have this. If I want to continue to have this person in my life, then I must say no to this other person, right? So, sorry, be right back. Sorry, guys, I do have little ones, and I love them a lot, but they're loud. All right, so, as I was saying, you're going to, it's interesting because it's like all of these things combine, obviously, but there's an imbalance that's starting to balance out here where your passions are becoming more clear and your thoughts are becoming more in tune with your heart, and your emotions, you're working on them. You're doing some work there. And your pentacles are only going to come when you do all these other things. You're manifesting your future. This isn't about like getting the degree and then, or, going to get your master's and then you're going to start at this firm and do that. It's not about that. It's about healing yourself and your relationships, putting down firm boundaries. And those things are just going to come. Now, in the message cards that I picked, I do want to discuss these a little bit. Mean girls. Forget the girls part, okay? Because mean people, all right? But this is about people targeting you, gossiping about you. But let me tell you what it really is. It's envy. It's confusion. How does this Aries here put such little effort in, as far as I can see, and get such great results? Why is this Aries person so mesmerizing? Why do people do what they say and not what I say? Please don't take this envy as rejection. It's not. You're going to get a lot of this. You know that saying, it's very lonely at the top? Well, yeah. There's only a few people that you can really trust up there at the top of the mountain. Okay, that who must not be mentioned. This is a reference from Harry Potter and, Voldemort. But for you, is there a person, a family member, someone in your experience here in this life that the thought of them or the mention of them is so, it evokes so much emotion that it's almost like too much to even talk about. Like it's painful, but there's so much love there, but there's so much in the unknown. This is a deep, deep wound in your heart. Well, that person is with you now in a good way. If this person's on the other side, they are sorry. There's so much that they need to tell you, but they are with you. If there's someone on this side, and this could even be an enemy, just know that they are sorry. And they don't know what they did. They don't understand it. They were acting out of fear. I do have a little surprise for you, because after I pulled this spread, I noticed that there was a Letterman card on the floor. No, that's not true. There was another card from my tarot deck that was on the floor. And I didn't see it initially, and it was Death. And then the other card that I found on the floor was the Mountain. And I want to tell you what this means for you. The hardest part of your journey is over. Making the decision, this threshold here, Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what happened or what will happen, but there's something that has happened that has significantly changed you on a cellular level. This could be, let me give you some examples. This could be a profoundly broken heart. This could be an illness. This could be a death. This could be a pregnancy. This could be a million things, but it's something you'll never forget, and it's something that changes you forever. This mountain you're going over the mountain. Death to the mountain. Death to the uncertainty, to the obstacles, to the indecision, to the fear of the unknown. That's over. This is a very potent time for you, Aries, especially with the Lionsgate being open. And your future is in manifestation. And right now, you're thinking about the 10 of Cups. Good, hold on to the 10 of Cups. But just know that it's yours. And don't come from a scarcity mindset. Know that it's coming. It's just a matter of how. All right, well, this is your reading, Aries. And if anybody's watching that's an Aries, let me know what you think about this format. And I love getting a like, and definitely want more subscribers. Just for my own encouragement. Because I do like doing this, and I don't have much feedback, and that was by choice, because I haven't really told anyone in my life that I'm doing this, except for 2 of my friends. But yeah, I really would love to know if this resonates with anyone. And thank you for watching until the end if you did, and have a wonderful day, and take care of yourselves. Okay, bye.